Hi there, I'm Janet. Welcome to this lesson. We are going to tackle an essay from Blossoms of the Savannah. Irresponsible decisions can lead to serious consequences, referring closely to H.R. Olekulet in Blossoms of the Savannah. Write an essay in support of this statement. Making impulsive decisions without any form of consultation can be very disastrous. This saying can be ratified by the negative effect of the decisions made by Olekailo, Oloisudori, and Olarinkoi. To begin with, Olekailo makes a decision on accepting to carry out business transactions with a stranger who later emerges as an extortionist. Olekailo agrees to take up the loans and contracts extended to him by Oloisudori without a second thought. When Supeo is confident Lance he has business contracts with Oloisudori, he warns him against taking his daughters close to Oloisudori. He does not pay attention and instead involves himself with Oloisudori, who later subjects him to psychological pain when he threatens to freeze his businesses. He later suffers greatly when he is manipulated by Oloisudori to give out his daughter in marriage in spite of himself. He subjects his family to untold suffering. Secondly, Olekailo's decision to marry off his daughter to a stranger, Oloisudori, is very detrimental. He hates Resian with a passion, for initially he wanted to have a son but got a girl. He therefore promises Oloisudori that he will offer Resian to him for marriage. He even receives bride price for Resian. He expects Resian to give in easily, but we are told, unfortunately, Resian escapes from home and Olekailo finds himself in a quagmire. Finally, he loses his daughter and falls in the wrath of the villainous extortionist Oloisudori, who threatens to bring down his business enterprise. He goes through untold psychological suffering with his wife Mama Milanoi. Thirdly, Oloisudori's decision to pursue Resian in Emakerere's Ndarunanju ranch is ill-informed. He is determined to marry Resian and pursue her to the bitter end. He humiliates Emakerere and then pursues Resian and is determined to have her captured. Contrary to his expectations, he is accosted by the people He is accosted by the people working in the ranch and his vehicles are burnt into shells. He also has to escape from the people by running away on foot. He is greatly frustrated and disillusioned for his failure to force Resian to marry him. He ought not to have pursued Resian to the bitter end. And fourthly, Olarinkoi's decision to abduct Resian and marry her by force after having conspired to have her undergo circumcision is injudicious. He pretentiously advises Resian that he is rescuing her from Oloisudori, but takes her to his home, which is an old, battered, and rattling ramshackle of a house. He intends to marry her by force and almost defiles her, and Resian bites his finger to the point of almost suffering it. He gets very disillusioned when Nabaru helps Resian escape to Ntaharinaju ranch to seek education through assistance of Emakerere. He had all along pretended to be a polite man when in Olekailo's home, but he is actually a hyena in a sheep's skin. His evil intentions are thwarted at the prime of his conspiracies. Olekailo's decision to relocate his family from an urban setting to a rural setting is imprudent. He ought to have given the family prior information about the setup in the rural area in Nasila and what to expect. The girls feel completely alienated from Nasila Ma's culture. He tries to forcibly inculcate the traditional life of his daughter. He ensures Tayo undergoes circumcision and she goes through excruciating pain. However, although Joseph Pamuat dies in a melee of struggle. Tayo is rescued by both girls and both girls join the Egerton University to further their education. He finally loses his daughters and probably would lose his business enterprise because his benefactor Lois Dory has been subjected to a lot of humiliation by his daughters. In conclusion, wrong decisions that are made irrationally lead to detrimental repercussions. Hence, there is no need to take time in making judicious decisions. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope this helps you to